Welcome, everyone. I'm very glad you're here. This is a reading from Practice of the Presence, a revolutionary translation by Carmen Acevedo Butcher. I'm Carmen, and I'll be doing the reading. This is from the introduction, the first few passages or sections. Feathers and the Friar's grounded wisdom. Birds, trees, insects, sheep, and chamber pots help make this book. The slit nib of a quill pen held in the writer's hand was its beginning. Crafted from a molted flight feather of a swan or a goose, this pen used ink that 80-foot oaks and quarter-inch wasps made possible. By laying eggs on oak leaf buds, these tiny insects caused the growth of marble-sized plant orbs called galls that grew in weeks of silent transformation until matured wasps chewed out and flew off, and then these galls, rich in tannins, were picked, dried, pestled, soaked, and processed to make good ink. Brother Lawrence's quill pen dipped in oak gall ink, skated over and scratched on the paper for 3 to 6 words at a time in a flowing script like a bâtard rather than ronde before his pen needed redipping. Blessed with ink, the penned pages grew. When this handwritten manuscript arrived at the Parisian printer's shop in 1692, it was transformed. First, its cursive words were transferred to tiny metal blocks. Left to right and upside down, each letter or type was put on a tray, one by one and row on row, a slow process. After these were set in forms, a glossy black paste was spread on an ink block with a slice. Then strong hands took up the handles of 2 inking balls, or dabbers, wrapped in untanned sheepskin, and rocked these pads on the ink block to diffuse the black ink, then smacked and dabbed their oily, sticky leather evenly onto the printing surface. There, thump, 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 was the baseline of the work. The dabbers carried a pungent smell, soaked at night in a bath of urine to keep the sheepskin soft. It seems felicitous that this book's quiet, embodied wisdom began public life in a loud, reeking printer's shop and started privately with a once blue sky soaring feather. The complete Brother Lawrence. Pages pressed, hung to dry, folded, cut, gathered, sewn, trimmed, backed, and covered. This book emerged quietly at the end of a century deafened by disaster and death. At a humble height of 7 inches by 4.5 across, and with its unknown author a year since dead, it could easily have disappeared from history. It was only published because, as often happens, a friend thought it ought to be. Yet millions read and reread it, keeping this book in print across 5 centuries. It has proven evergreen for its presence. The first edition was the size of a hand because readers wished to hold it, carry it with them. Its spirit drew people to it. The pull of the book's kind heart continues and calls for a new, authentic, accurate, robust, and inclusive translation for our day. This present edition offers a wide range of readers access for the first time to the complete Brother Lawrence. Based on books housed in the Bibliothèque Nationale de France, this translation includes all works from the 2-part first edition, 1692's Note to the Reader, Eulogy, Here, Last Words, Spiritual Maxims and Letters, and 1694's The Ways, Here, Profile, Conversations, and The Practice of the Presence of God, Here, The Heart of Brother Lawrence. The original editions have a revolutionary theme of kindness and love. My translation of the French and reframing of its teaching are equally revolutionary. The translation was created with you in mind. Its concise wisdom is intended for everyone who seeks more peace and a better quality of life. If you crave more love in your day-to-day existence, as I do, and really, who doesn't? This is the book. The Methodless Method. At a quiet monastery nestled among fields and gardens on the shrinking outskirts of Paris, Brother Lawrence put his quill pen to paper and described the practice of the presence as the easiest form of prayer and the most effective. Central within his writing is this: anyone who wants to do it can and will discover benefit. One reason the Friar's practice of the presence prayer is easy is that it's flexible and portable. Discalced or shoeless Carmelites call it the Methodless Method. That's a good handle, for this practice knows life is chaotic. A prayer cushion isn't a requirement. To do the presence prayer, anyone can pause at any time, if they wish, for a micro moment of rest with love. We can say whatever's on our mind, ask for love, share worry, be mad, give thanks, feel wonder, ask for help, or just be. There's no scorecard of how many times a day we do it, no grade of A, B, C. This ordinary practice brings friendship with kindness, joy, and self-compassion. The practice is also an exciting, daily, spiritual experiment. Brother Lawrence gives ordinary names to this prayer that connected him with love's mystery. He calls it the practice of this presence, the presence of God, the loving presence, this exercise of the presence, and this sacred exercise. When he chooses the French word for exercise for this practice, it echoes our own understanding of exercise, like a walk around the block or any stretching routine. Invisible exercises build unseen flexibility. The difficulties of his life and his own pain were material for his practice, and his experiences and the times in which he lived resonate in strong ways with our own. For a world in suffering, climate crisis, violence in the name of religion or power, and screens that often usurp human presence, his prayer practice is for us now. Thank you all for listening. Peace to you. There's more to come.